Data fingers. Sorry, it sounds terrible. Hey, you doing there? Just making sure you guys could hear me. I'm on a webcam, so play around with some scratch roll cars here. I haven't ran in a while since home racing world. Nothing much, buddy. What are you up to? Going around here right now all day. Got everything kind of connected in the track here. All my stations here. And hung up some banners. Thanks to Soft Our Corner for sending me some. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be able to put the netting up at the end. TV here so I can see the comments. Set up my TV today. A bunch of little things I did. Last night I got all these completed, these stations between the tires, and I just let it put sandpaper. And all the connectors changed over to the clips that have driver stations. You later playing on the kind of slow day here. Oh, really? Where are you at, the fingers? What state are you in? Whoa. Hey, what's going on there? Oh. I'm trying to get this track seasoned in with tire marks which I've been doing with foam tires. So we're starting to get a pattern found. Yeah, putting them on the big screen. Yeah, I have it's not a real big screen, it's like a 32-inch TV. Kind of small. But it was cheap, so that's why I got it. I can see YouTube, they got something there. Yeah, I know what you meant, buddy, with typo. I do that all the time with typos. Whoa, crash. Okay, that's not that one. So this is one I built from a 3D body from I forget his guy who made these. It's in CD stock cars. This is see, it's a just scratch built chassis. Painted it a funky green and then painted it purple, and it kind of looks like the Joker car. But this thing runs pretty good. It's got a little Piranha motor in it. Nice wheels, CV design wheels, sliding plus guide. A little different how I did this one, how I did the guide with rods through it. There's so many different ways you could do stuff. This is a pretty cool car. Runs pretty decent. So, yeah. Can you run a ghost car in your track? Yeah, if I take the controller, I can run a ghost car. I had to do it that way. This one is a T-Bird. This is a Scalextric T-Bird, which I also made a chassis for this one because, of course, the Scalextric one sucked. But that's this one right here. And this one runs really good. I'm kind of proud of this one because this one really turned out nice. I was originally going to try to make it the chicken pit car from Stroker Ace, but the decals they sent me were these stacked decals, which I can't stand. I tried using stacked decals one time. It was very frustrating. So what it is, stacking decals, is that it's got a white underlay and then it's got the other overlay that is the color, and it's really difficult to use. So I haven't really numbered this one, and my son-in-law took a chip out of that when he when it flew off the track. So, but it's a cool looking car. You know, I like the T-Bird. I'll probably paint it a little bit and put a number on it. But this one was real good. I'll show you how this one was. It's a pretty good running car. And you can really go full out with it. It's nice and quiet. Yeah, the electric bodies are nice. You could make chassis. You can pretty much make a chassis for any body you want. Hey, what's up, Conquest? Thank you. Just fooling around. Yeah, the plastic body. Yeah, they run a little bit of Elden bodies. But, I got a little stance on this one. It's a nice car. It really is easy to drive. Not very difficult. Nice looking T-Bird. The other one I got. So this one is a real early car that Harry gave me the body for. Yeah, it needs to run a ghost car. So this one is a body that Harry gave me early on when I was really getting into building. And this is a really cool car. I really like how I built this chassis. This thing runs really good. And I did it, my little alien logo. And these are RC stickers. So, and then I made the interior and stuff. But this is a pretty good running car. So it's a 930 gear. This is a 30 crown gear. It's a commercial guide. This is really a pretty cool running car. It's fun to drive and runs pretty good. So I'll throw it on there. 13 the tires. A little bit here. My new cleaning stations, which I'm really happy with. So I'll put this on here. Ooh, move the swing in there. Hey. Oh. Yeah, this car is really fun. Camera on the track. Really well behaved. Man, cool car. Really like this sucker. It was a nice handling car. Okay, well. So this one's a modified. Yeah, he's the hardest working man indeed. Yeah, thanks, Raul, for doing all that, man. I know that's a lot of work, so I mean, get it when you can. Don't overwork yourself. So this one's a modified that I built early on too, and it's 132nd. This is a body that Strange Brew gave me. So Strange Brew is a guy that does a lot of these modified. So this is his, how would you say, his his resin build or body, and then he sent me the engine, and then I made the pipes out of brass, which I took time to do, and then glued them onto the engine. These weren't too hard to make, just pieces of brass and bending them and then just soldering them together. But you could also use soldering wire itself to make pipes. So when you put the body, you can move them around if they, they don't get in the way. But it's a little radiator there and stuff. But this is a pretty fun little car too to drive. It's a little small modified. I'll throw that on the track. And this is when it gets really fun. What's up, Dave? I was chatting with you. This is when it gets real fun, and that's why Dave's going to build one on camera, which will be cool. I recommend you guys watch that video because that video is going to be a really good video because Dave knows how to build those cars really well. Way better than I do. But these little modifieds are really fun. And then when you get into like the 125th scale modifieds, I like those too. But these 132s are a little bit tougher, but a little bit of work and perseverance. They're tiny little tons of fun, As Harry calls them, little rascals. Whoa. Up there, bud. Fun cars, man. These are really fun, and you could do so many different things with modifieds, making Nerf bars and stuff. Just make your own creation. Just get in there and start doing one. This one right here is another, this is a Mark Thomas casting. I tried to paint this in like a silver paint. This thing right here I think it needs a motor because it's a little bit slow, but it's pretty nice to handle this car. So this is a Camaro as well, and just typical 132nd chassis. And these chassis right here that I built, I like this design. A lot of times when you make one of these, and you have to go back and see how you made it because you don't make blueprints or write down what did you do. I should, which I've been doing with the NASCARs. I have kind of written down what I've been doing because the NASCARs I have so many chassis to build for them. But this is this is another car that I built, and here's the toothpick trick. So this is a good trick. So the toothpick trick is to give the illusion that it has white letters, and if you don't want to use a decal, and you get that craft paint, all you do is just dot it because when it's going down the road, you ain't gonna really know because it's spinning. So it's just for the illusion, but it's a pretty cool trick that Harry's taught. And again, this car runs pretty decent. It's not super fast. I'll probably change the motor on it. Probably needs to be changed on it, but it's just a sweet running car for just nice and smooth, hold the road good. I think the motor's a little worn out on this one. I'm trying to get a bum motor. Because the other Camaro is a lot faster than this one, the black one. The same motor too, so probably need to clean it, but we'll see. Definitely needs a faster motor though. This one's again, this is a pretty nice car. Very solid. Here's another kind of like modified. Harry gave me this body. It's a it was a Monza body. Let me see you read the comments here, guys. Sorry, I keep have the computer down here, even though the screen may be coming late. So, let's see. Raul's hard. Yep. Thanks to fingers in the comment there. Well, I'm not the hardest working. I have many ideas. I just need to catch on them all up. That's true. You always have ideas, Raul. When compensating, do you compensate for the shorter distance in the inner and outer lanes? Yeah, you'll have to you'll drive it differently because it's the inner lane and you have to kind of slow down because it's a lot kind of more of a hook, but it's not anything different. You just manage the lanes when you drive them. So here's a Monza modified. You can see I got pipes in here. I don't know if you can see that. Right in here, you'll see pipes. Okay, that's what that is that solder, and all you do is bend them around to make them look like pipes, and that's you get that illusion right there. These actually have decals on the tires. If you see them spin, if you do the white dot thing, it's a little dot trick you ain't gonna know. But this one runs pretty good. Again, I just built this chassis for the hell of it, put Nerf bars and put like a metal bumper on the front. This is the 20. I think this one is 29. I'm not mistaken, the yellow gear, the slotted gear. Piranha motor, low body float, of course. Just paint it like a weird looking pink. It's kind of like a little, weird shaped color to it a little bit. But so I'll throw this one on. This one runs pretty good. I like how this one runs. It's a good running little car. But I haven't ran these since Labor Day when I went to Harry's, and that's when I fell in love with the wood track. But when I brought all these cars and ran them, they ran so well. I was like, God, I gotta get a wood track now because they run really good. But yep, rotate lanes. That's right, dude. So this one's a pretty scooter right here, man. This one is. Whoa! See how much it moves? It falls over. Good crash here. Whoa, look at that. Slid out there. There you go. That's that one right there. This one really got a nice little movement here. So this one right here, this one right here, I have to thank Harry for giving me this car. He gave me this car as a track warming gift. Now this is Mario Andretti's stock car, Ford Fairlane, and I'll call this one Super Mario. So this is his scratch boat. See the chassis, real simple. It's got weight here, and this has got the 2,500 Piranha motor. So this is the one we use on the 125th scale cars. This is the newest motor. This sucker's fast. There's a lot of motor in there. That's what's nice about these Predator motors. When you put them in 125th scale cars or 124th, they got a lot of low end torque, so they could pull a big body and they won't get hot. If you use the little motor, I found that they do get hot. It's not enough torque to move a really large car. But when you put these in a small car like this, these things really haul ass. And I did it already in one that Harry has right now for the showdown. That will be for the summer. It was meant for the Winterfest, but it got there late, so we'll just save it for the summer. But it's the blue one that I did a video on building. But these things, once you put a big motor in them, they really run pretty good. So this one's fast. I'll show you how fast it is. Yeah, it is. It's a sweet car. Hey, Dusty, I didn't see you were there. This is a sweet looking car, man. I want to thank Harry for him giving it to me. It's very, very nice of him. But we'll see how this one runs. This is pretty wild. This is a Revell body, which are really hard to come by. So, of course, the Revell chassis was absolute crap, like a fly chassis. So basically, you throw the chassis away and take the bodies and make something not, a good chassis for them, which I'm currently doing with the next car I'll show you. I'm only showing these cars tonight, and basically, we'll have dinner. I'll talk to my wife, and she's doing her stuff, and I'm doing mine today. So. Little tail there. This thing runs great. What a great running car, man. This is an awesome car, man. This really means a lot to me. I was really humbled when you sent it to me. So it's a beautiful car. It's just a nice looking car. Nice, great chassis, man. This thing moves. So the next car. The next car is the latest one that I just did. That I posted pictures in the video of. So this is the Carrera Superbird of Norm Nelson. I've been working on this car for maybe about a week. I built one chassis, but it wasn't right, so I'll save it for something else. Won't save it for any NASCARs. But these cars right here from Carrera are just really beautiful, and they really deserve a brass chassis, in my opinion. So here's the one I just did for this one, the latest one. And this one runs pretty decent. I had to shave the tires more on the outside because they're rubbing the body a little, and that's what I did. But there goes the little white paint, little dots. One gives the illusion. This one sits pretty good. Now I did the Charlie Glotzback one that I sent to Mark Thomas, which was the purple number 99 Superbird. Now Harry's holding on to that till we get there in July, and then I'll just pick it up and bring it back instead of having to mail it. That was more of a wire one. I did post pictures of that one, but this one actually turned out pretty good. I like the stance on it. It's got good body movement. One thing I found out, and Mark Thomas has told me, but using the Carrera screw, so it's a Carrera screw but it actually Stock Car Corner has them. They make them for the Carrera. This is a floating body screw for Carrera. And they actually work really good, better than the brass ones. So I've been really using these more and more. And this has got the Predator motor. That's 2,500 motor. So this thing moves pretty good, and it's weighted pretty decent. Again, I'm trying to do a video series on these, but I'm also experimenting to make sure that there's an easy chassis to build for everyone. Let me clean the tires first. They need to be clean. So, okay. All right, get them nice and clean. And oh, jumped off the guide there, huh? Sometimes it's been doing that. We'll have to adjust it on the body. We'll check it out. But not hasn't been doing that much. So was a local hobby store, and they have a bunch of brass tubing flat for cheap. As soon as I saw it, I thought of George. Yeah. Hobby Link has a lot of brass too if you want to get it pretty reasonably. Hobby Link's got a lot of stuff. So the Stock Car Corner, but they don't have as much as Hobby Link. But anyways. Here's the Norm Nelson Superbird. Oh, boom. I'm going to need to add weight to that, but that's probably the second time it's done that. You can see they take a hit. That's why I epoxy a lot of the stuff there. I need to get my guardrail up too. I've been trying to find some plexiglass. Besides the guardrail wouldn't be so bad. Oh, yeah, I need to add some weight to settle it down. The other car, I added weight in the middle of it, and it seemed to really balance it out better. It's just a bit smaller. Putting these bigger motors in, they really pull the car up pretty good. It's a lot stronger than those small ones. And this is the 132nd car, so like putting the 427 in the GT40. A lot of motors for the car. Boom! We got a wipe out there. Let's see. Turn 2 gets you every time. Yeah, it sure does, man. That's turn 3. Yep, she jumps out of the corner. Needs some weight. I think adding some weight, tuning it a little bit of weight will be a little bit better. A little bit in the front, a little bit in the back, maybe in the center. I'm not sure. Whoa, look at that. These cars will take a hit, man. Seat's still intact. It hasn't blown apart yet, so. Let's back over here. Oh, boink. Just doesn't like that turn, tell you. Yeah, we need to add some weight to this. I think adding some weight a little bit in the front there. Driving always close to the equator while it's Area 51 doesn't have to wear weird beats, George. That's true. Very true. All right. Oh, look at that. That's not good. One of the screws came out. Oh, shit happens. That's probably why it's jumping out. See, oh yeah. Got a screw dislodged. So I'll have to put that back in. But anyways, what's that car right there? So I'm going to go and put the screw back in it. Check that out. Oh. So a little bit more work there. You can see I got all these cars, and I want to eventually I'm going to put brass chassis on all these. So, but, yep, turn 3 again, Dave. Turn 3 is kicking my ass. I don't know why. Just giving that. But, why that came out, we'll have to see. That's kind of odd that it did because it was in there really good. But, well, stuff like that happens. Just got to get through it and get it done. Let's reattach it. And, see what's going on. How did that come out? That's really odd. Shouldn't have come out, but it did. Alright, get that back together. Do a little bit of more work, see what's going on here. several Carrera screws we need to go size up. You need to screw them out for that one, dude. That was my problem, screw thing loose. Still need to put more weight over it. Popped out there. Oh, turn 2 that time, Dave. Oh, all right, we'll give this a rest. Check out these screws more. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to cruise the cars around. Since George did this track, I am on a mission to work on getting my workroom in shape. Can't see what track in the future. Yeah, not that hard. You guys could build a road course too. You just have to map it out. I just built an oval because I wanted an oval. What are you doing, Gene? SW Marv, what are you doing? Hey, everyone, George, is that Superbird lowered or a bit like HRW showed you how to do it in it? Yeah, I don't have it really lowered that much. It's lowered for sure, but it's legal lowered, not like slammed like in the weeds. So I'll show you on camera. So there you go. So that's about right. So, and again, you know, I'm going to have to work on getting, maybe I have to put bigger screws because that shouldn't have come out. That was weird how that came out. But, yep, just, you know, simple chassis. Now, I had made it too short. I don't know if you see that. So if you make a chassis too short, it's not over. Don't freak out. What you do is you cut it and you get a piece of piano wire. I forget the number of the piano wire. I think it's 603. And you put it in here and you could stretch the chassis so you could get your wheelbase and then resolder it. So it's not always, you know, a losing battle. And you could do that with any chassis as long as you have something to support it, you know, in the rod in there. Pretty much when you make a mistake, you could stretch it. So it's not a big deal. But that's what happened with this one. Again, I'm trying to build. I got like 15 of these to do, 16 of these cars to do, because I'm converting them all to brass chassis. That's why I've been buying, you know, a couple of NASCARs here and there, because I really like these bodies. I think they're great. Like I said, they run better with, you know, with a brass chassis. Now, I know Harry did videos on tuning the Carrera chassis, which you can tune the Carrera chassis if you don't want to build a brass one and get it to run real good, because I've driven some of the ones he has that he's tuned the Carrera chassis. But I prefer the brass chassis on it because when I did the other one for Mark Thomas's proxy, it was a lot of fun. So that's why I decided to do another one. But I like this car. It does real well. It's fun to drive. I'll drive it even more. What the hell? So I built it for. Something else happens to it. Something else happens to it. But we'll try to win one this time. Tire cleaning. Let's do a little tire cleaning here. Go. Name 2. Nice idea. The piano wire could fit a chassis in a different body. Yep, you can stretch it out. It's not a big deal to stretch it out. I mean, if you make a mistake, that's what I did. I made a mistake on this car. It was too short of a wheelbase. I was like, nah, crap. And then I was like, no, I'll just cut it and put the piano wire and stretch it. And well, that's what I did. As long as you have it soldered in flat, you know, obviously you want to make sure the chassis is flat and soldered in. And the wire goes all through the whole length of the chassis, so it's not like in one spot. Because if you put it in one spot and you solder it and you put a short spot, that may make the chassis kind of canter a little. So if I put the wire all the way through the whole rail, so this way it's it will be from one end to one. It will be more, supported, and then you can do it that way. But just a little trick that Harry taught us in the video. This is taught me in the video. He showed that on the video. And that's it. There we go. We'll check this screws out, make sure they're not popping out. They're okay. Guess I left that one too loose. Probably should have bigger screws in this because not a bad running car. I think it's great in a brass chassis. So here I'll show you. So there's a brass chassis Superbird. So you want to see one out of the Carrera box? I'll take the Marty Robbins car. Carrera chassis. Now, in all fairness, tires need to be true, and you can make these Carrera chassis run great with Harry's videos. He's for people who just want to mess with just a plastic chassis. But hands down, this is way better. Nothing against the Carrera chassis, but I think these cars should have a brass chassis, period, no matter what. I mean, they are super cool cars. That's why I got a bunch of them. And that reminds me, what else here? Well, yeah, what a difference, huh? You can see what a difference in how they run. That's pretty crazy. It's quite a difference. Let me make sure I use it. So fingers, what volts? The fingers, 10 volts is what I'm running the track. 10 volts. 10 volts, period. It's at 10 volts. I was running 11.5 like earlier, but we were kind of getting a little bit too wild. So if you're running too high of a voltage, and you start having problems with the cars really flying off, and just not fun to drive. It's just too much power. So usually you run these at 10 volts. A lot of people run wind tracks at 10 volts. Some people run them at 12. But now what I'm seeing here is I'm getting the pattern I want, which is the tire marks. They're starting to develop on the lanes. I need to clean the track though. There's a lot of junk on here. So we're getting our tire marks. And you can see right here, yep. Starting to get the tire marks, which is cool. That's what I want, a lot of deep tire marks. Yeah, I've been running these cars here. So this is a stretched Womp. I bought these from somebody who built these. It's an elderly gentleman named Jeff Biner. So this is like a stretch Womp, but these are cool looking cars. I've been using these to run them on the track to really break the rubber marks in, because foam tires are what really give it also, the eventually the marks, and then other stuff, rubber tires. So I'll put some Rosinol here on this car. And this is a Pontiac. Hold on, this one. over here. Yep, that's a large car. That's a land barge, buddy. Mr. Mark, that's a land barge. One for a kind coffee burger. The other are TV speakers on fixing themselves. Yeah, this is a large Marge car, I'd say. But these are pretty fun to drive because they're big, and then you get more cars and you bump. That's where the fun begins, all the bumping and the grinding. So let's get a real loud car. I want to get a real loud car. This is the Rum Runner. This is a Hammer I built. You put on there. So this is a wire chassis. This one's loud though. This has got a loud gearing on it, so you're going to hear it run. I haven't ran this one in a while, so hopefully it won't fall apart or something like that. Let me oil it up a little. Ran most of my scratch built 125s, but not all of them. So I'm going to put a little oil in these and get this thing alive. And get running. Let's clean the tires because it's been a while since this thing's been on the track. You can hear this one's really loud. This is a loud booger right here. Want to hear loud? Here's loud. Oh, come on, almost got it back there. Woo! Yeah, it's a loud one. Yep, sounds like a gravel blender. A gravel, yep. That's a loud one. This is a loud car, but it's a fun car. It's nice and noisy. So let's this one's pretty cool. This one I did. This is after Harry did one a long time ago in an article before videos. It was called Dingus Barbell. And this is kind of like a remake of that, but a little bit different. This is where the first time I actually bent these bars to make it look like a frame, you know, the brass, so it looks like a frame chassis, and then you put your axle here, and then you have your drop on your guide here. But this is a pretty cool car. And then I made custom pipes for these out of brass, put them in the blower, and then, you know, the driver. It's a little bit dusty, but because it's not sitting in the case because it sits tall because of the pipes. And let's go run this one. This one's quieter, guys, so you don't have to worry about it being noisy or turning your phones down. You don't disturb anybody else. So we'll clean the tires in this. You oil it up a little bit. It's been a while since this one's been running. Let us run this. So this one is quieter, I promise you. This will be like glass. Yeah, it was nice and quiet. It's a fun running car. Well, kind of. That purple one I showed you was kind of like, but I didn't really make a livery for like Area 51. I should, but I haven't really. Let me open the case here, and I have a case here. You can see for the door there. So here's some other cars. So this one right here, again, like I said, what's fun is when you get into doing the modifieds. And this is one of the first modifieds I did on 125th scale. And I'm really proud of this car. Harry really liked this car. He gave it a nickname of Orange Blossom. So this is Rust-Oleum orange paint that I used. So this is a rattle can job. It wasn't even any airbrushing. The engine was done with Testors, enamel paint when I painted it up. I did this all out of brass. And again, I didn't really configure or wrote this down. I just started putting stuff together, and that's what I do usually. But this car is a really nice car, nice smooth runner, 332 axle. It's a real cool looking car. It's got a nice, body to it. So we'll run this one. This is that Slammer Ford body kit, model kit that you get this from. We'll run this one. And let's move this up to you. Make sure it's lubed up. Move your cars, boys. Make sure your cars don't go dry. And we'll try one. This is also the first time I did moon wheels, moon hubcaps. I should say that. So there's been 2 videos on these. So this is the moon, and this is a upholstery button. That's what this is, upholstery button. And you can get them at Walmart. And Harry's did a video, and I've done a video on these. Really easy to do. They look really cool. They give a car a nice, enhancement. So you guys are doing the hot rod series. This is an excellent time to actually make baby moons on a hot rod, which would look pretty cool with white walls. And then those pie crust tires that they have right now, that look pretty badass. But this is the first one I did with baby moons. We'll run this one. There's that one. Pretty nice looking car. I like it. Pretty cool. Yeah, you saw that video. Cool. Yeah, the modifieds are fun, Robert. I could see an Area 51 literally being clear body with some flashing lights and glowing in the dark on the hood. You know what? Not a bad idea, because I do mess with LED lights a lot, especially on Area 51. It's got a lot of LED lights down there. Here's another one. This is that Pinto kit. The Pinto kit from MPC. So this one's also I bent this, like, the brass to make it like a frame. And this is the car right here, and this one goes pretty good. This has got real wide tires on them, so really tracks really well. So let's clean it out. And let me lube this too, because we're going to lube this in a while. It's been sitting. Once the cars sit, you got to run them so that they don't go stale on you. You want stale cars. This one tracks pretty good. It should. Ooh, look at that. Good shit right there. There you go. That's that one. Yeah, pretty simple. This is another one that, again, I just started throwing together, and this one's all brass too. There's no steel in this one. So I can see there's a chassis. So, trying to keep up with the comments, so if I don't see them, sorry. Hey there, Harry. Yes, sir. You see it now? You see the grooves? They're starting to come in. Yeah, the modifieds are really nice. They're really fun to do. It's I think it's one of the ones that are really cool to make. That's why I made a few of them. And I'm gonna make some more. I've just been doing other stuff with this track. So this other one is another nice one. So this is a lot of this is piano wire here, and then some brass. So this is brass and piano wire. This has got a good amount of weight. So this car tracks real well too because it's does pretty good. And of course you see the flathead I made for it. The flathead motor. And these are wheel inserts that Harry casted. So they're the truck axles. That's what it got that look like a truck axle. And this is a body from I can't remember what it was. It was the chop top body. I can't remember the name of it. But this is a fun running car too. Let me boil it up. Boil up the cars here. And this. Clean the tires. Clean the tires and light the fires. Alright, we'll run this one around. This one should run pretty good. This is a good running car here. Look at that side of his action there. Just in tire marks running on this track. Woo! Almost stayed on the slot. Stuck there. Let's try that again. Yeah, there's that one. Modified. Looks like somebody's almost done with that, huh? Alright, cool. Somebody's done with their hot rod almost. I'm way behind. I gotta start getting into gear. But we're gonna be doing a chassis tomorrow with Frank. So, alright. Stop there because we need to eat. So, that's basically it. Just having some fun here today. Yep, looking forward to seeing all the new hot rods we'll be seeing in the summer, man. That will be really cool. Just finished eats. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna need to go eat myself, so I'm gonna say that's it, guys. Just thought I'd do a quick, live on just scratch build cars that I got up here that I finally run on the track, trying to get my marks rubbed in here on the surface, which you can see they are starting to come in. So sooner or later we'll we'll get it looking, like Carrie's track where you see all the marks all the way through. But they're developing. After quite a bit of use, it's coming in. So I'm just gonna keep, making the lines on the track, the tires, and I think we'll get it seasoned pretty good, as I say. Get the track seasoned real well. So a lot of fun doing this. So, but anyways, all right, you guys, thanks a lot. I'm gonna cut out. You guys take it easy. Have a good one.